Bitcoin is entering a new trading week at a critical structure zone. In today's weekly outlook, I'll break down the key levels that matters, what the risk environment looks like, and how I'm preparing for the week ahead using market structure, not prediction. No wonder when we look at the Fear and Greed Index, we can see how Bitcoin is giving us bad flavor in the market. Why? Because investors are not actually being greedy. They are fearful. They are fearful. They don't know what is going on in the market. And crypto bubbles is giving us that flavor. Looking at the top 200 coins in the crypto space, you can see that there are some coins that are doing well against Bitcoin this week. The question that we want to answer today is simple: where are we heading towards? Remember what we discussed or what we have been talking about the previous weeks or previous days? I mentioned we need to see Bitcoin stay above 90K at least. And if Bitcoin needs to make the next big level or the next move to the upside, we need to see Bitcoin stay above $94,000. That's very important. If say we need to go to the next high, or like let me say visit key areas, visit key levels like the $109,000. We need to stay above $94,000 for that to happen. But for now, we are still below 89,000, which is not good. If we stay below 90, let me just say 90K, then we can go down right down to 80K or 25K or 74K. That's what I mentioned. And this is still on the table. Nothing has changed yet. We are still looking at price action based on that lens, based on that lens. Okay. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Let's just get straight into it. But I want you to understand that the market is uncertain. There's a lot of stuff going on currently as we speak. Many investors are, wondering how they're going to approach Bitcoin. They don't know what to do, and I cannot blame them, for this. But I think what is actually going on is based on what we have been seeing here with silver, gold, and other assets. Silver, gold, and other metals, they have been doing well, like really extremely well. And I think most of the liquidity has been going towards silver and other metals. That's why we are looking at Bitcoin, crypto, slowing down a little bit to this extent. But we're gonna talk more on, maintain our analysis on data, or you know stricter data, not hyping anything, not trying to FOMO in, but strictly on data, so that whenever we want to get in, we're gonna know exactly when to get in, and what is gonna instigate us to go get in is gonna be exactly market structure. We're gonna look at key areas as usual and build that analysis from that level until we see the point where the market structure tells us to get in that trade. So if you're new here, you are welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, you are welcome. This is the Betong Crypto, a place where we learn crypto step by step with clarity, certainty, and honesty. Certainty and honesty. I love that one. You're welcome, Anna Singana Singh. The name, hello. Please talk with some meme coins. Okay, I mean, if you share the meme coins, I'm gonna talk about it. Just share the meme coins. But I always start with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin actually give us that macro aspect of the market. If whether you like it or not, Bitcoin moves the market. So you want to know what Bitcoin will do before you start going to your altcoins, right? Am I right, Anna? So um, let's get to the juicy part of today's show. Let's see what we got here. Let's see the big boy, the big daddy, BTC. Let's look at the weekly time frame. Okay, right. We are still bullish. Bitcoin is still in a bull market. We are not yet in a bear market, at least on the higher time frame, like the weekly time frame. We are still yeah, we are still in a bull market. And if you look at this on the daily time frame, we are still in the bull market as well on the daily time frame. But it's not the same, yeah, on the 4 hours time frame. The 4 hours time frame, we are bearish, okay? We are bearish, but we need to look at the bigger picture, yeah? What point? Let me see if I can. Let me see. Oh boy. Nope, not this one. Okay, let me see. Okay, we need to look at the bigger picture, yeah, because I can be saying that we on the 4 hours time frame we are not in a structure, but if we look at it critically, we zoom out like what I'm doing now. I'm zooming out. Yeah. Basically, what I'm seeing here is that we are also in structure here on the 4 hours time frame. We are seeing in structure because after this high, right? This was a low. Then we went to make the next high. Yeah, this was the next high. Yeah, then we came back, then we make this high, we came back. So yeah, we are looking structure on the 4 hours time frame. Yeah. But this for me to me, this was a major structure here on the 4 hours time frame. But now let's just take with what we usually do. Let's see the weekly time frame here. What we got here. Okay, based on this, right? As I mentioned, we are still bullish, but we need to look at what price has done previously, right? Price has come back to the value area low, yeah, based on the volume profile. Price has come back here, and based on this volume profile strategy, whenever price come to this value area low area, that's when you're looking for a buy, and when price get to the value area high, that's when you're looking for a sell. But this engulfing candle that took out all of this candle is a bearish engulfing candle. You can see, or maybe we can recover half of the candle at one point, but the direction is pointing more to the downside until we stay above the 90K price point. For now, I'm not gonna lie to you, we are going down. And if we are going down with Bitcoin, it means your altcoins are gonna be going down as well. So the structure with Bitcoin hasn't changed because we have been moving sideways. So everything we have been talking about based on TA, right, is still in play. We are still ranging. We are in a ranging market on the daily and the weekly, the daily and the weekly time frame. This is the daily time frame now. You can see we are in a ranging market. But one thing I've seen here is that after this huge move to the upside, retracement, this other move here, we haven't taken out this low yet. So if we maintain this low, which I doubt that we're gonna maintain it, if we maintain this low, then we can easily go to create more highs. But you can see here, price is rejecting at a key levels that acted as support before. Now it's acting as resistance. And this is the 90, this is the 100 to 97,000 price point for Bitcoin. So looking at this now, I'm going to actually say that maybe if we're not able to take out this low, not maybe, if we're not able to take out this high, not low, this high here, around $97,000, then like this week, if we cannot take out this high, that's the high of last week. If we cannot take out that high, not that lie. If we can't take out that high of last week, then we might as well continue to drop down to maybe 80K, $25,000, as I mentioned earlier. And now looking at this on the 4 hours time frame, let's see what price has been doing based on TA. Okay, volume has been dropping ever since we saw this vector candle here, this dip. The volume has been dropping, dropping, dropping. No, we don't have enough volume to say that they want to continue to push price to the upside. And usually with Bitcoin, if say we see volume comes in, there's gonna be some sort of false move either to the upside or downside before we see the correct move that Bitcoin wanna the correct direction that Bitcoin wanna move towards. Now, this could also mean that it could also mean divergence. So let me see if say this might be divergence. Let me see. Yeah, this might be divergence. This drop to the downside on the 4 hours time frame, it might be divergence because you can see here, this RSI, the Trendillo, around this area is showing, like I mean, it's pointing more to the upside. This was a low here that formed this zone, right? And this other low, we didn't see any zone created here. You can see this reddish area, but this dip here didn't create anything yet. So I'm looking at this to be some sort of divergence. You know, and I think that this could be a divergence. So let me see. Yeah, this could be divergence, guys. This could be a divergence. So this could be the low that take us straight up there, But again, I'm not gonna sit here and be saying this is excuse. I'm not gonna sit here contemplating whether this is gonna be divergence or not. I'm not gonna focus on price action like structure. If we are gonna break and close above the 90K price point, or even come around this 90K price point and then come back here and hold, I want to see at least 2 or 4 hours candle. If we break this zone here, I want to see at least 4 hours candle that's gonna reject around this area after price must have broken above it on the 4 hours time frame. So if we break above this zone, I want to see rejection there, like 2 times on the 4 hours time frame, 2 or 3 times, then I'm gonna consider this zone as the zone that they want to continue to mark price to the upside. You know. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna be looking at based on what price has done. Price break here, and now price have retraced back to this level that price break. So for us to invalidate this move, then price have to reclaim this level again, then come back to retest this area before we can confirm that we are back in um a trending market based on the 4 hours time frame. Now let's look at some possible trades opportunities today. I don't usually trade on Mondays. All the time I've tried to trade on Mondays. Like if I look at my win rate on Mondays is poor. So usually on Monday, I tend to allow price to form on its own. Then I will see the direction that price want to go for the weekend. Then I wait for midweek reversal on Wednesday to take the trade either short or long. Just depend on on price action based on that period of time, whether we are in a trending or we are in a downward market. So yeah, okay. Based on this, right now I'm gonna like price has been moving sideways and volume is dropping on the 1 hour on the 1 hour time frame for Bitcoin. So if I'm going to now be able to look for the direction for today, and guys, if you are looking at Bitcoin, I'm gonna always repeat myself when it comes to this. Bitcoin set the tone for all the for all other altcoins. If Bitcoin chart shows bullish, then your altcoin is gonna be bullish. If Bitcoin chart shows bearish, then your altcoin is gonna be bearish. Keep that in your mind. The reason why I always analyze Bitcoin longer period of time is because Bitcoin gives me that momentum. Like it tells me, okay, this is what you should be looking at your altcoins. I trade altcoin. I make profit from altcoin more than Bitcoin. The upside for altcoin is huge than Bitcoin, and Bitcoin gives me the direction for my altcoins. So if I really want to make take advantage of the market, I must be able to know or understand the asset that move my altcoin. So that's why you guys need to understand. Right? If you love a coin, it doesn't mean that you must only rely on the coin. No, you can look at other aspects that move that coin, like Bitcoin. Okay, so dropping now to the 15 minutes time frame, right? You see that we have had rejection, yeah, and ever since I left this zone, let me just bring in my volume profile. Yeah, it's very important because this zone was an important area of interest. This zone, yeah, the whole of this zone before price breakout. So I'm gonna focus my attention on this area. Yeah, let me take it back there. Yeah, so I'm looking at this level, yeah, this POC and the value area high. So if I'm gonna take any trade, guys, this is the level that I wanna take the trade. Yeah, this is where I wanna take the trade. If I'm to take any trade today, right, this is where I wanna take the trade. This is where I wanna see price go to before I take the trade or before start taking the trade. Okay, so we are now heading towards towards the US session, and soon we're gonna see like price is gonna react in a way that we are going to determine whether we're gonna be going to the downside or to the upside. So for us to determine that, what we need to do, right, is simple. Bring in the volume profile again. This time around, you're taking it from from here to where price is, and you are buying. If you see price close above this level here, you are buying. It does not mean that price will not stay above this 88, at least 88 $1,000. 88, that's $88,300. And if we break below this zone, then we are gonna go straight to this area. That's where we are gonna be looking for that buy opportunity. And my target is is a previous high. So if I buy here, if I want to buy here, I want to target this high. That is going to be a short trade, you know, this high. So pay attention to that. That's the trade for today. The not that like a trade. Let me not say it as if it's a signal. Why is I would say it's reaction. How price is going to react. So if price if during the US session we see price break and close above this zone, then the trend is gonna be more to the upside. Okay, but if we close below here, the trend is gonna be to the downside. But we are looking at this area to see how price is gonna react there. So if you see price react here positively, if you see multiple rejection here, then you know they wanna target that previous high there. So you're gonna buy here and sell here, you know, and make sure you have proper risk management. So let's see how Ethereum is reacting to Bitcoin. Ethereum always react to Bitcoin. Let's see how Ethereum is reacting to Bitcoin based on this time frame. Yeah, you can see the same thing, the same reaction. Look at this formation here for price to make this huge move to the upside. Look at the pullback, the same thing with Bitcoin, and look at the upside price moving out sideways. You know, and yeah, guys, the same thing here um with with Ethereum. And if you want to take Ethereum trade, it's gonna be around this area, yeah. The same thing, guys. Everything is just like the same. So we're looking at this zone. This was a zone that price change character, and if say you are to buy, then start looking for that buy opportunity around this area, yeah. You know, so this should be the area where you look for that buy opportunity for Ethereum, and you're not buying like just buying when price gets there. No, you need to wait to see how price will react around that area. If you see price reject here multiple times, on like what you need to do is simple. Let me know. Just give you the straight buy signal. So if price get here on the 50 minutes time frame, drop down to the 5 minutes time frame, and what you're looking for is a fair value gap and another block, right? So if you see a fair value gap and another block, yeah, around this area, then that's when you're looking to take a trade around that fair value gap, on the 5 minutes time frame or on the 50 minutes time frame, you know. Yeah, so just be looking for something like that. If you don't know what a fair value gap is, I've done a video about that. You should go and watch my video about fair value gap. You know, I've done an explicit video. I'm gonna keep doing videos about it. And if you look at this zone is a fair value gap zone. Yeah, well, not really. We have that fair value gap here around this area. Yeah, on the 5 minutes time frame, we have another one. Let's see. Um, Mm, yeah, if you look at the price action on the like this is the only fair value gap that hasn't yet been recovered this one year. So we can easily come right down here, then we see price move back to the upside for continuation. You know. Okay. Um um oh, welcome, my friend. You know, bald head Wayne. Wayne, you're welcome. Oh, showing love, my brother. I have been away for a while. I'm back now. I hope you had a great holiday season. Yeah, I had a great holiday season, but I was really sick. I spent Christmas in the in the hospital. I was really sick. I wasn't feeling okay. But now I'm strong, kicking, healthy, to continue with my life this year. So how about you? Hope you are doing well, Mr. Wayne. Hope you are like hope you're ready for what is coming. Which coins are you into yet this year? Or which coins are you focusing on? You know, um we should create some, like, I don't know about your availability. I don't know whether you are in my Telegram community, and I know you are part of my VIP, like the not VIP, membership, um yeah, membership for YouTube. So maybe we could be doing members only live, that I go through your coins personally, like try to see how we can also look for more opportunities, more other coins. But I cannot talk about every coin when I'm live. Usually, I want to look at the whole aspect of what price is doing. Then, when I look at it, I already have coins that I have researched that move alongside Bitcoin. So I don't need to go and look for other coins, but I have a lot of coins that I've already researched that move alongside Bitcoin. So once I do my analysis on Bitcoin, I just go straight away to the coins to see whether they are, like, to see how they are reacting to what Bitcoin is doing. So yeah, has been my strategy, and I'm gonna continue to do exactly that. And yeah, so if you have some altcoins, we can you know like have a session that we look at most of those altcoins on, or you can just share them with me on, like, then I'm gonna do a dedicated video for those altcoins share to the members only community, where you can like go through now and then. So Ethereum is looking exactly as Bitcoin. I mean, guys, the only difference is when Ethereum is going to be moving to the upside for Ethereum is more than that of Bitcoin. That's the only difference. Okay. Apart from that, nothing else is like deviating from anything. You can see, Ethereum is just doing exactly what Bitcoin is doing. And one thing I want you guys to understand is this: if you understand how Bitcoin moves, you can trade Ethereum, can trade Solana, can trade any other altcoin that move alongside Bitcoin. What you're gonna get is this: more upside, and what you're gonna get also is this: more downside for that altcoins. So, in essence, you're gonna have a volatile market, and when there's volatility, that's when we tend to make some good money from the market. So, looking at Ethereum now, you can see that Ethereum is reacting properly to Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is gonna play by the rule, or follow the analysis that we just did today, then what do you think I'm gonna buy? I'm gonna buy Ethereum or Solana, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, if I trade Bitcoin alone, it's because maybe I've seen that there's huge liquidity around that area that Bitcoin must pump, and I see that Bitcoin is about to outperform everything in the market. And I can see this, like, um platform like Crypto Bubbles can tell me. It tells me what is going on based on the coin I trade. So I can stick with the top 100 coin in the space, and I go to the daily time frame. I want to see which coin is doing well against Bitcoin. So if I see that Bitcoin is outperforming the market, the coin I want to trade, why would I trade that coin? I'm going to trade only Bitcoin. But if I see that Bitcoin is gonna outperform, like the coin is gonna outperform Bitcoin, like you can already see it. Like looking at the daily setup, you can already see it whether the coin is doing well. Maybe the coin is up against Bitcoin 2%, 1%, 5%. You can already know that that coin is gonna do well against Bitcoin for that day. That's how you look at it. Okay. Now let's see what Solana is going to give us now based on well, Solana went right down to 116K. So, 16K. Bitcoin has made me to be talk calling everything K. $116, not K. $116. So the reason why I'm a little bit skeptical with Solana is this. If I look at the weekly setup of Solana, it's not good, guys. Even though we are maintaining this structure here, this level here, the weekly setup for Solana is not good. But I wanna stick on price action. I wanna stick on TA. When market structure is being respected, respect it, then go with it. This is the best ever zone that I can buy Solana. This zone as a spot trader. This is the zone where you can accumulate more Solana. You accumulate at support, not at resistance. At resistance, you get out from the market. At support, you are accumulating. So if you accumulate here, the only time you're gonna accumulate again is when you see Solana at 90K or 80K. No, at 80 dollars, not 80K. Why do I keep saying K? So if you buy Solana here, let's say you buy one Solana here for $119, the only time you're gonna consider to buy Solana again is when you see Solana at $80 or yeah, around the 84 dollars. That's the only time node from $93. Yeah. From $93, that's the only time you're gonna consider to start buying it Solana again. So you are gonna get the best entry. And if you lose this $80 price point for Solana, then the next zone you're gonna consider to buy Solana again is at $8. At $8, or yeah, 8 or $30. Yeah. Those are the key areas. And if you understand these key areas and you know the future of Solana that is bright, regardless current price action, you know that the future for Solana is bright. When you see cheap prices, you buy. I don't think Solana is going anywhere. Solana is kind of like the engine after Ethereum. The engine. Just like, let me say, we have Play Store, like Apple Play Store, Google Play Store. Then we have the next, I don't know, maybe I would say Samsung Play Store or X Play Store. Well, you understand what I'm trying to say. When it comes to crypto, I know there are many other blockchain out there. Solana is the boss. We can talk about Sui and other blockchain, but for now, when you talk about adoption, Solana is the boss. It has the most liquidity compared to other chains out there. So if you want to get in to Solana, this is a good spot zone to buy. If you're watching, you have any coin, you can drop the coin. I'm gonna take a look at it. Trust me. Okay. So if we are to trade Solana today, the same thing, like the same thing I mentioned with Ethereum, gonna play here. This is gonna be the zone you cash out your profit, right? So if we drop down to the 15 minutes time frame, right, and where do you think we might expect price to go to, or where can we actually accumulate some some more based on this time frame? It's simple. Look at the fair value gap. So yeah, where is the fair value gap? This is a fair value gap here. This zone here. This is a fair value gap. This area here. That's where you are looking for that trade for Solana around this box. But you can bring in the volume profile to also give you a range, right? To give you a proper range. And it's going to be based on the value area high, the POC, and the value area low. But this is the area that you are going to be looking for that buy opportunity. And you need to see multiple rejection around this area, around this zone. But the fair value gap is very important this zone because we can see price weak here and easily go back up to go back to the upside. And this is the zone you want to cash out your profit. If you're buying here, you're taking out profit for today. Yeah. But I'm not gonna like confirm that this is where we are going to yet until I see what will happen with Bitcoin. Okay. So like you can see, I've already done Bitcoin analysis. Now I'm looking at coins that are reacting to Bitcoin because the risk appetite is with Solana. If you really want to get the like a huge upside, but if we're gonna if this mean that this like if this drop down here is the bottom, then the risk appetite for Solana is huge than Ethereum and Bitcoin. So this area is going to be the area where you look for that buy opportunity short term. Okay. And if you want to be more conservative, if you want to wait until you see price form on higher time frame, like the 1 hour time frame, it's simple. Yeah, on the 1 hour time frame, we have this fair value gap as well. Yeah, you know, wait to see price get back there to this fair value gap before you start looking for that buy opportunity. Then the target is gonna be the same area. Okay, but just wait a little bit. And if say you must like if you want to be super conservative, you can be more patient, wait for price to do something like this, break at least, price will not come back. Sorry, my wife was calling me. So price is gonna come back around this area, yeah. That's when you're buying. At least around this fair value gap area. That's when you're buying. Or price can still end here, can still come and end here. Okay. That's when you're buying, you know, Solana. Now, I think um that's it for Solana for now. Let's see what gold is doing. Guys, remember I talked about gold last time or in my previous gold video. I told you guys that there's a sweet spot for gold or is like a psychological zone that I think gold is heading towards, which was the $5,000 price point for gold. And now, if you look at the structure, buying gold now is not a good idea. Okay, buying gold now because gold has gotten to a psychological level, the $5,000 price point. And I think from here we should experience some sort of drawback, at least towards let's say 4,500 or $4,600 for gold. You know, this is what I am expecting. But I think to an extent this week we might see another block form here. If I see another block form here this week, on the weekly setup, then next week is gonna be really bad for gold. Maybe gold and crypto, who knows? But this is a sign that investors are favoring more risk off asset. They are looking at crypto as risk on, and gold is like risk off for them. You know, and this is important, guys, for you to understand it. That the crypto is not doing well because of gold and silver. I think that's the reason why Bitcoin is not doing well because of gold. Of course, we can argue that Bitcoin has made a huge move to the upside, right up to $126,000, and now Bitcoin is cooling down, which is also a good argument to make. All right, but on the other hand, if there's like um if investors are looking for risks of assets and Bitcoin is not part of it during this economic uncertainty like wars or threat of wars, it means Bitcoin is not yet considered as a risk of asset by investors. So this is important you understand what I just said now. In that case, until gold and silver are gonna reach a certain level, and then we might start expecting a reversal. That's when Bitcoin is gonna Bitcoin is gonna be giving us that upside flavor. For now, the flavor is not there. And one thing I want us to understand as well is what US dominance is showing us. I'm gonna come to this. Let me just finish with gold and silver. Gold, like I'm not gonna like say buy gold. No, no, don't buy gold now. For now, gold is not like it's not a gold zone. Except you wanna stick on the 15 minutes time frame and the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, good and fine. We can do that. So based on this time frame, right, we can easily trade gold. And this is what we need to do to see before we trade gold today. Right? The same thing. I want to bring in the volume profile here. Okay. From this level to where price is currently. And if we break below, we stay below here, then this is a zone that we are going to be looking at buying or like taking a trade for gold based on the 1 hour setup. So this is a fair value gap here and another block around this area. So this is a zone you look for the trade. We can also see that you look for the trade. Let me just make it in a way that it's gonna be more easier for us. So we can keep the yeah around this area. So you can we see price here, at least mid of this zone, you know, rejection on the like if you see price here on the 1 hour time frame, you're gonna drop down to the 15 minutes time frame. Then you're gonna wait to see how price is gonna react around this area. If you see multiple rejection here, because you can see there's a vector candle here. And the same thing here, like I'm not gonna just stay there and focus only on the 1 hour time frame. You can see on this time frame, you can see like clearly there's a fair value gap here and also another block around this area. So if we're gonna lose this area on the 15 minutes time frame or the 1 hour time frame, it's gonna come around this area. This is the area where you look for that short term buy to take price back to this high here, this level here. So that's the trade for gold, you know. And if you see gold break and close above this level here, then we might continue more to the upside instead to the downside, you know. So that's a trade for gold. Now let's look at silver. Let's see. Yeah, silver is playing the same game as gold. Silver is now at $109,000. 9,000. I guys, my mouth, my lips is not stopping yet. It's calling thousands of dollars. Silver is at $109, not $109,000. But look at the move up. Look at this move, guys. This is um I'll say manipulation. If we're gonna lose this zone, we're gonna come back straight here. But I'm seeing a fair value gap, like an imbalance. Yeah, like a CME gap. So let me see if I can see this more on the on yeah. Let me see. There's a CME gap here somehow. Let's see if I can see that properly on the 4 hours time frame. Yeah, you can see there's a CME gap here, guys. Let me see if you can see that more on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, you can see there's a CME gap here. You know, let's see. So based on this time frame, guys, what do you think for silver? This is the target. Yeah, if we're gonna see price lose that zone up there, this high here or this level should be the target. Okay. So if you wanna trade this, wait until price get here. And actually, based on the 1 hour time frame, um, let's just focus on order block and fair value gap for our trade. It's very important since that's how I trade. That's how I take my trade. I want to see a fair value gap, and this is it. Yeah. So I want to drop now down to the 15 minutes time frame. I want to mark that zone properly. So this is a fair value gap zone. Yeah. You know, I want to check on another one in the future, but this should be the best buy opportunity if you are to get to silver. If you want to like get a proper trade, it's gonna be here around this area. Yeah. Then let's see above price again. Do we have another fair value gap, another block somewhere? Um, Let's stick on the 1 hour time frame and see if we got something like that. Yeah, yeah, we have this CME gap here. So if say this gap here, this is an imbalance here, guys. Right? You know, this zone is a must that price is gonna come here, at least for silver. Okay, but again, how do you wanna know that price is gonna go against you for that day? Simple. Bring in your volume profile, and you're gonna create the zone. You drop down to the 15 minutes time frame. If we see price during the start of the US session, if price close above this zone, yeah, above this high, then the trend is gonna be up more to the upside. But if we see this trend fail to the upside, we see something like a stopping volume candle, then you know that the target is gonna be this CME gap here. The CME gap is this gap here. This is an imbalance gap. So from here, you can look for the next buy. So the value area low around this area, yeah, and yeah, that's where you should take out your profit. But this is where price is gonna come today. I think before the day is over, we might see gold. I mean, we might see silver price get here, or maybe sometime this week. It's gonna be around the $103 price point. Yeah. So pay attention to that. I see most of you don't have any question or any coin for me to look at. If that's the case, we're gonna just rush and see um what is going on here with mock coin. Let's see the mock baby. Hello, Wayne. How are you doing, Wayne? Yeah, guys, I love this structure for mock coin. I love this. This is the daily setup for mock coin. So, like, remember what I mentioned last week? I did a whole like altcoin and altcoin stuff, and I talk about mock coin. What I mentioned on this zones that I mark here for mock coin, you can see how price is actually respecting it. You can see this was a fair value gap here. Even though price has broken below the fair value gap, but you can see this other block here, how price rejected around that area. It's very important to understand what's happened here. So if we see multiple rejection here, at least if we see the price of mock coin go to this level, retracement back around this level, and price is gonna hold this level, then it means they want to continue to mark price back towards this high. But this was a huge move to the upside, price break structure on the daily time frame. So I think this was just a test of structure after price must have broken structure. You know, yeah, that's what I think happened or is happening here with more coin. And let's see, bread coin. Yeah, the same thing here. Bitcoin. Even though I would say the same game here is playing out with Bitcoin. Okay. Let's see Asta. Asta is actually at a good zone to buy. Yeah. I think this thing can fly in no time. Asta. You know. Of course. What I am saying here is no financial advice. Make sure you do your own due diligence. You know. Let's see CSPI Casper. Okay. Remember, I mentioned that I want to see Casper reject this zone multiple times before I can start looking at this area as a major support zone based on the daily time frame for CSPI or Casper. Yeah. So if we see Casper hold this zone um like this week, then next week I'm gonna get full time. Yeah. But at the same time, this is a zone where I expect price to an extent, you know. break and close. So if I see Casper break and close above this zone, at one point this week, then I'm gonna take my chance and just buy it in anticipation that price will not continue to back to the upside. Yep. Which other altcoin I need to look at yet today? Let me see. Hmm. I think I've looked at almost all of the altcoins we usually talk about. Yeah. Let's see which Hyperliquid also is doing well. Yep. It's doing well in the sense that it's holding a key area. After the huge move to the upside, we haven't really seen any major dip. So look at where price is holding, it's maintaining this structure. Yeah. You can see it's very important, guys. If we see price gonna hold this zone multiple times, like if you can even drop down to the 4 hours time frame, if we see multiple rejection here in the 4 hours time frame, which we have seen already, like if today price is not able to break and close below, then this should be an important area. You can see this was a fair value gap, and price has like, yeah, guys, this was a fair value gap, and price feel just it, like just it, you know. Wow, wow. I'm gonna consider to get some hyper liquid, but I want to see how price gonna react. Um, Today, at least, I'm not gonna buy anything until I see how price gonna react. Today, at least today or tomorrow, on Wednesday, then I start looking for my buy or short opportunities. Audi also is in a sweet spot. Audi, I think I'm gonna buy Audi regardless what price is doing. At the same time, I'm looking at this dip here. I did a long term analysis, and I was saying, okay, Audi could come right down to $1. Yeah, it's possible because we have already seen this week here. So I'm a little bit skeptical about Audi because it can still drop like crazy to the downside. But it's gonna depend on what Bitcoin will do, right? All we want to see here is how these coins are reacting to Bitcoin. Okay, and this 1 hour time frame, yeah, Audi is reacting well with Bitcoin, so it's good. It's good news, right? You can look at many other coins to see how they are reacting to Bitcoin. And now, the final thing that we have to look at today is the USD dominance. Okay, why this is important? It's important because we need to understand where the money is leaving and getting into Bitcoin, or where the money is coming from before it gets to Bitcoin, or where most of the liquidity, where most of Bitcoin's liquidity is coming from. Yeah, that's the right word to use. Where most of the liquidity for Bitcoin comes from, it comes from USDT, right? So this engulfing candle here, this bullish engulfing candle here, taking out all of this other candle, hmm, it's not to be taken lightly. Okay, the only way we're gonna invalidate this bullish engulfing candle is when this weekly candle, this week, like this candle that started today, we need to see it close, like it back all of this, candle. And if we zoom out, you're gonna see that price is at a resistance level. I'm talking about USD dominance, and we want to buy altcoins or Bitcoin when you see dominance staying around the resistance level. You don't buy when it breaks. No, you're buying now your altcoins, but you not like instantly. Of course, you know what I'm trying to say. So you start looking for that buy opportunity. That's why if I look at Bitcoin where it is, I think it's a buy opportunity for those who are swing traders, those who are like if you are like let me say not only swing traders. If you are like that guy who were on DCA at key levels, then um, this is the time to DCA your altcoins and move alongside Bitcoin. And how you get out? Let's say, for example, you buy your altcoin now, and price goes against you, like US is dominance goes against you. Let's say US is dominance do something like this, right? You buy spot, and it goes up. Okay, what you're gonna do is this: you're gonna wait until it comes back here before you sell and break even. Okay, so if you're buying your altcoin here spot, and it goes against you, it's gonna mean that US is dominance is gonna be going against you. But you're not gonna sell your altcoin. You're gonna wait until you know dominance get back to that level. That's where you're gonna look at opportunity to sell your altcoins at a like you're gonna manage your risks properly. That's why you don't buy, like, you don't buy altcoin, yeah, right? You sell altcoin, yeah. You don't buy altcoin, yeah. Sorry, you don't sell altcoin, yeah. You buy altcoins, yeah. You know, so that's just how US dominance works. It's like opposite. Money leaves dollars and get it into your asset. So if you want to understand more what Bitcoin will do today, just look at what this coin is, or that what US dominance is doing today. You can see, look at what it's doing today. Look at the action. You know, it's bearish. Meaning, if we see the market open, what might happen is this: we might see price do something like this, go up, dominance go up, then drop down. So expect a move like that for Bitcoin as well. Because looking at this, you can see it's already showing sign that, like, look at this rejection here. It's already showing sign that the trend is more upside than downside. All right, guys. I think I have come to the end of today's show. We have been talking a lot. Yeah, I'm live now for almost an hour. But it has been really an amazing life going through the weekly setup, trying to understand what the market is doing, what to expect from the market, how to react to the market, you know. And what I said when it comes to Bitcoin is this: for us to be able to be in a good foot for Bitcoin, we need to see Bitcoin stays above 90K. Bitcoin should reclaim them 90K zone. If Bitcoin is not able to claim the 90K zone, then your altcoins are going to dump with Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin um claim the 90K zone, then your altcoins are gonna pump. And what I mean by your altcoins, I mean altcoins that move with Bitcoin. So if, say, you haven't done the work yet to go and, like, to research those altcoins that move with Bitcoin or move alongside Bitcoin, then that should be your priority. Your priority. I'm able to speak now. Your priority. I'm able to speak now. Wow. So that should be your main focus. Let me use, since I'm not able to pronounce priority. Let me use a different word. It should be your main focus to go and look for those altcoins and move alongside Bitcoin. Or the moment you do, everything I'm saying here will come to play, will make sense. And trust me, you are gonna make profit from your altcoins. If you only know the altcoin that move with Bitcoin, it will print you profit. And on this channel, I do weekly, like, forecast, weekly analysis. I look at the entire market, like what I do, like today is just looking at what we might expect and what we need to see Bitcoin do for the week before we get some sort of hope for more upside. And if, say, it fails, what should we do, or how should we react, or what could be the target if, say, it fails? And in this case, if Bitcoin is gonna fail, So stay above 90K or 94K this week, then we can go straight away to 80, 75K or 74K BTC. That's what I'm thinking. Or that's not like that's what I'm thinking. That's what the TA is pointing. That's what market structure is saying. And if we see price do something like that, then it will automatically set Bitcoin in a bear market on the weekly setup and also the daily setup. And this could be the end of the Bitcoin, the uptrends. Yeah. And Ethereum, dump. So that I will dump, your Okra will dump. So if you see me here analyzing Bitcoin, I encourage you to always come because I myself I buy altcoins. I trade altcoins. But why would I trade altcoin blindly? Why would I just react when a coin? I need to know why is this coin pumping? Why is the coin maintaining structure? Is it respecting structure? Is price in a good zone to buy? Is price in a good zone to sell? Is price in a zone that I need to stay out? You need to understand all of this. When you are buying any asset out there in the crypto space, you need to understand what is going on. Why is this coin doing well? Is it because of Bitcoin or is it because of maybe the team or is there a new investor, new partnership? You need to understand all of these things. So if you see me do analysis on Bitcoin, it's because I want to understand where I'm going to be putting my money, which altcoins. For now, I'm still holding Asta. Asta is my main altcoin I'm buying now. I'm accumulating Asta like crazy, you know, Asta. That's what I'm holding now. I mean, for altcoin, of course, Bitcoin is the big daddy. Yeah. If I talk about holding something, I don't talk about Bitcoin because that's my own fiat currency. Bitcoin is my fiat currency, and altcoins that they are the pairs. Just like Euro USD, Yen USD, GP USD. So that's how I look at it. Anyways, guys, the show is over for today. Tomorrow, same time. Tell your friends who love crypto. You guys should come here. Let's do this. Let's do this. Until then, guys, see you in the next one.